Hello, it is so great to talk to all of you guys today. So we are starting in Math 8 a process to make sure that kids feel really confident and competent with solving equations. Solving equations will be a huge part of every math class they take for the rest of their high school career. And it will become increasingly more complex the further they go. So my goal here is I want every kid to come out feeling confident with the material up to this point. And so we spent 3 weeks before Thanksgiving break doing some modeling, letting kids see why things work and see the logic behind solving equations. And after break, what we're going to be doing is we're going to let kids work through at their own pace where they are at in solving equations and their understanding of it, and move forward into the skills that they need to still work on. So what you see in front of you is what my kids are working on, and we'll be doing this for the next 2 weeks at least. So students come into my class, they're going to click quiz, and when they click quiz, it will bring them to a quiz to work on. All these are fairly short. This one's my longest with 6 questions, but most of them try and stay around 3 questions. Further on, they become just 2 questions. If students get those right, they move on to the next quiz. So the goal here is not to spend a lot of time just doing all of this. The goal is to spend time doing the questions they need to work on, or the things they need to work on. Okay? If they get below a required score, they're supposed to click on this. So this one says Introduction to Visual Models, and then they're going to go to our sheet, and they're going to find Introduction to Visual Models and click on their class. So let's go ahead and load that up so you can see it. So kids will log in here. Okay, and so this is what they'll see when they log in. Okay. Quick reminder, I prefer working on paper and taking pictures, or working on a whiteboard and taking pictures, as opposed to actually writing in this program, unless you have an iPad or a drawing tablet. So I use a drawing tablet for these, but if you don't have one of those, use paper or a whiteboard. Okay. So now there's going to be a video with explaining how these things work. Okay. Some examples, again, I've worked these out so that way students can see how to do them. And then there's some for them to practice with answer keys attached, so that way they can see how they're doing. All right, so as they're working through, as they're working through this, okay, they're going to work towards, or they're going to keep track of their progress on something called Equations Flowchart Progress Indicator, and they should have their own copy with their own name on it. So you should be able to ask them to pull it up, and you can see where they're at with it. But they're going to go through, record their score. If they get the required score, they can skip. If they don't, they need to actually do this activity. Okay? As far as our goals for each student, so it's going to be different. Okay? Since I know that this one's so important, what I've told the kids, I'm like, if you're done with it in 2 or 3 weeks, you're done with it in 2 or 3 weeks, and that's awesome. We got some stuff planned for when we get back from January. If it takes you longer than that, I'm committed to making sure that I can keep working with you and helping you get as far as you can in this. Talking with the Algebra 1 teachers, she expects all students to be in level 5. So she expects all students to be able to be down here. I'm fairly confident, because my background's in high school math. If a kid can get to level 4, they will be okay through most of math. Okay? So our goal here is level 4 or level 5. And then getting to some inequalities would be very helpful for a lot of kids as well. Okay? So finally, I'm having the kids continue to work through this. I'm also having them set goals. So each student has individualized homework based on where they're at in it. So for week 1, I told kids to do the next 2 quizzes and activities. So that's what they should have down here for week 1. All right, so we'll keep working over this a couple next week. We'll also be doing some modeling. We're doing a seed unit right now across all of our classes, and so kids are going to be being asked some fun questions that they're going to have to model and figure out. For Monday, we're going to be talking about how much corn it would take to feed the world. So, anyway, so yeah, if you have any questions, anything that you think I can help or support you with this, please let me know, and have a great day.